Hi, honeys. How's your day going so far? Mine is going fine. Anyway, I haven't been before you all since last week sometime when I made those air fryer baked ribs. They were so good. All ribs don't have to be smoked all the time. Anyway, they were good, tender, seasoned, so good. And I'm going to fix them like that more often instead of smoking them. They ain't got to always be smoked. Smoking is another form of seasoning. So, anyway, I think that next day, which was Thursday, I went on a church senior group with a church. We went to the Botanic Gardens in Glencoe, Illinois, and we rode the bus. It was a nice, big, comfortable tour bus, and I think it was about a little over 2 hour drive to the place. And it was nice, and when we finally got there, we had a tram to take us around, the Botanic Gardens to see everything. Instead of all these old folks walking, that wasn't going to happen. Some folks was on walking with a cane, with nobody on crutches. But when you get a certain age, you just can't do all that walking around a big place no more, me included. Anyway, we had a good time. I wish there had been more flowers. That's what I really wanted to see. Flowers. I love beautiful flower arrangements. Anyway, there was a lot of trees, and they described a lot of trees that I had no idea about. I learned some things, and I found out some things, and I forgot some things. So anyway, there's one tree in particular. I think it was a birch tree. It has some kind of fire retardant bark, so it withstands forest fires. So they ought to build houses out of that kind of tree, the wood from that kind of tree. Anyway, we had a nice time, and we had lunch, and the one who formed this group, she had packed lunches, sort of like box lunches. So we had nice sandwiches, sort of like Subway, ham and turkey and onions and whatever else, and it was good. They had some chips to go with it, a bottle of water, and a can of pop. So it was nice. And I don't go to this particular church, but everybody I spoke to, everybody I met up with, sat next to, everybody was so nice and friendly, and that means a lot. So there was a good trip. I was tired, but there was a good kind of tired. So I got home, and I think I went to bed. I was tired. Anyway, the next day, I knew I was going to have to get up early and fix food for the baby shower for my granddaughter, Kalia. She was due in August, but they said they would probably induce labor in July sometime around my birthday, around the 17th. Anyway, we had a nice baby shower. As a matter of fact, I woke up, I was stressed, and I can feel my brow like this. It was scrunched. I was stressed. So I took an extra blood pressure pill to calm me down. And then one of my granddaughters called and asked me to pick them up. I said, ain't no room in my car, because I had all of Kalia's gifts, baby shower gifts. Everything comes to my house, so all the gifts were in my car. I have the kind of car where the seats let down and you can pack a lot of stuff in there. It's like a truck. Anyway, and then somebody else called and asked if I could, if she could come over here and make the meatballs for the baby shower. I didn't want to see nobody. She wanted to come over at 11 in the morning. I didn't want to see nobody. I didn't care who it was. I'm sorry. No. So we go to the shower. It was nice. I did film the shower and the food and everything. I just haven't put that video up yet, so you're going to hear about it before you actually see the shower. And you're going to hear about the botanical gardens before you actually see the video. Because I did film, but I've been out of it, y'all. So that was Thursday and Friday is when we had the baby shower. Okay, Walter went out with his friend Bert on Saturday. He went out and had a good time, stayed a long time, and they went to the city and went to visit his sister and a whole lot of stuff. So he enjoyed himself. He didn't go to the Botanic Gardens with me because that ain't his cup of tea. He don't want to see no flowers. Okay. So, what else happened? Sunday, I think we had, I don't know who came over. I think Takia and her kids. I don't know who came over. But anyway, somebody came over. So that was Sunday. Monday, I stayed in my gown all day long. And that ain't like me. So Walter finally asked, "You feel okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just winding down." There's too much excitement for me, y'all. It was a good kind of excitement, you know. Tuesday, didn't nobody do nothing. We did go out to the store. Today is Wednesday. Okay, the wee hours of the morning, Wednesday, like 1:30, something like that, a.m. We got a message that Kalia, that's the one we had the baby shower for on Friday, she had her baby. So I took pictures of the baby. Cute little fat-faced baby, even though she's a little bitty, because she wasn't due until August. I think she was 6 weeks too early. So she had a C-section, and she was born. Mother and baby are doing fine. Baby was 4 pounds, 10 ounces, little bitty something. So today we had a video call. I think that's what you call it. It was some of the family talking to Kalia, and we saw the baby. She holding the baby. Cutest little thing. So I have another great-granddaughter. Her name is Melanie. Oh, I see my battery is flashing. Just a minute. Okay, I had to change the battery. Hope I don't have to change the card. But anyway, I was talking about Kalia having the baby. She had to have a C-section. And what had happened was she went for her regular weekly checkup. Well, she was considered high risk because she has type 1 diabetes. Anyway, the doctor checked her and told her she needs to go directly to the hospital. So that's what she did, and they wanted to induce labor then, but then she told them she had eaten, and they couldn't give her no anesthesia or nothing because she had eaten. So they had to wait till 11 o'clock that night before they even began trying to induce. I guess so the food can get out of the system. Anyway, well, mother and baby are doing fine. Okay, today, Walter was asleep when all that was going on. Me and some of the girls, the daughters, were messaging each other and passing pictures back and forth, saying and being happy that she had the baby. So Walter finally woke up. I guess maybe 2 hours later I told him. So I showed him the picture, the little pipsqueak baby. Little bitty something. 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Anyway, what we did today was, we got a sale paper yesterday that Jewel was going to be having a sale on T-bone steaks. $5.99 a pound. So I said, I'm going to get some steak. That's the only time I buy them was when they're on sale like that. The last time they were on sale at Jewel, they were $5 or $6.99 a pound. And I asked the butcher if he would cut me up some steaks, about 4 or 5 steaks that were close to 1 pound. So the steaks would wind up being $5 and $6. He said he couldn't do that. So I left. Where they had made the steaks, they were like $20 each because they made them so thick. I don't like, that's like a pot roast to me, and I wasn't buying that. So today me and Walter wound up buying 7 nice steaks, $5 and $6 each. Nice T-bones, which we love. And after we came from Jewel Foods, I had to have me a cold drink. So I stopped at Mickey D's, and then Walter decided he wanted coffee because he didn't have no coffee today. He's a coffee drinker. So he ordered a coffee with a espresso shot, whatever that is. So I paid for it, and I was reaching for his coffee, and the top came off and wasted on my hand. The scalding hot coffee wasted on my hand. And the girl, I could have sworn she was laughing about it as she went back to the back of the restaurant. So she finally came, said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Anyway, Walter said, "I don't even want it." So we wound up, I didn't find no incident report or nothing. So we wound up getting the money back. I kept my drink. So we left there and went to Walmart. So what we do at Walmart? Bought the cheaper things, because Jewel Foods, that's kind of a high store. It ain't as bad as Pete's, but it's kind of high too, expensive. We went to Walmart and got a few things. And what happened? I had to jot stuff down because I forget. So we come out of there and went to White Castle's, because even though I planned on making steak for tonight, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like cooking nothing. So we went to White Castle's, and as we were walking in the door, the lady was, I think she was the manager, but she was dressed different from everybody else. She was mopping the floors. And she told us to be careful. And I said, I don't like nobody walking on my wet floor. She said, I don't either, but you be careful. So she came in and around her to the food side and took our order. So she began preparing the order. I said, excuse me. And by then Walter had went and sat in one of the booths, even though we were going to take the food home. He had went and sat down. He was tired. I said, are those the same gloves you got on that you mopped the floor with? She said, oh no, I assure you, I would never do that. And I don't even use gloves when I mop the floor. So she just kept on preparing food. And Walter, he's sitting out there doing one of these numbers. Anyway, so I just took her word for it and hoping. See, I didn't notice if she had gloves on or not. So I took her word for it. So, what else happened? What happened? So I said, it's time for us to go home. So we came on home. And I decided to tell y'all how my days have been going. So, like I always ask y'all, how y'all doing? How's your day going? Because mine is going fine. It's going fine. I had some mishaps, but it's gone fine. I'm fine. So, I want to thank you for listening to my idle chatter, and look for the upcoming videos of what I've been filming, just not posting. But I will post this today. So thanks for listening. Give me a thumbs up. Oh, look at my new press-on nails, y'all. I've been loving these nails. These are the Kiss Impress nails, and they last. They last. Even this bad finger here, where the fingernail, where the sewing machine needle went through this nail. It's been staying on. So this is what these look like. Got a little design. I love them. But anyway, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a nice comment and subscribe to my channel. And you all have a very blessed rest of the day. Okay, bye. This is what I got on. It's a kind of funny design shirt. I like this. I think it came from Temu, but I ain't sure. Okay, bye for real now.